Hello, everyone. I am Dr. Amanda, your plant-based lifestyle physician health coach, who is here to educate and empower you to make healthy lifestyle decisions so that you can live your most abundant life. Well, today we're talking about sugar. And sugar can be one of those things that we love to hate. But we know that added sugar, is not good for us. And actually, we know sugars in our desserts like ice cream, cookies, cakes, and in our drinks like soda pop. But there's some things that we don't realize that there's sugar in, and we need to know the many names of sugar. So according to American Heart Association, women should only have about 6 teaspoons of added sugar, which is about 25 grams. And you're like, that's speaking foreign to me. I don't know what you're saying. Well, let's break it down a little bit, and I'm going to start by using a few examples in my own life of things that I used to eat or drink, knowing that they likely were not healthy, or we know they weren't healthy. But the first is Coca-Cola. I love to drink Coca-Cola, whether it was regular Coke or Coke Zero, whatever. But initially it was regular Coke. And I just wrote this down here. So a 16-ounce bottle of Coca-Cola had 9.75 teaspoons of sugar. So when I drank a Coke, I was already over the recommended amount, and by 3.75 teaspoons. And usually I didn't have just one Coke a day. Another favorite of mine was a Payday candy bar. And that actually had 21 grams of sugar. So like I said, 25 grams was what was recommended. So, okay, you're like, okay, Dr. Man, I know those are bad. Like it's pop and candy. Well, as I was transitioning to try to eat healthier, and as we know that there are several commercials and things like that in the media that tells us that certain things can be healthy. And so, not to knock anyone, but I actually switched over and started eating Cliff Bars because I'm thinking, oh, it says these are healthy, protein packed, everything. So I started eating Cliff Bars. And again, most of the time these things are small, and you may eat one a day, but most of the time you're eating it like a snack, and it can be a bit more than what we need. So an average Clif Bar, had about 20 grams of sugar. So again, we must be careful when we think things are healthy per se. We definitely need to look at the labels. Another thing that I didn't know until starting to research and be more aware is that a common condiment like ketchup has sugar in there. And from just 1 tablespoon, it has 3.7 grams of sugar. So sometimes we're not thinking about those extra condiments that when we're actually eating our food, that can actually cause us to increase our sugar intake, which we do not want. And like I said, there's a lot of different names for sugar, and I have a list, and I'm actually going to post a link to this list that I got from the University of California, San Francisco Sugar Science edition, that they talked about the different names of sugar and where sugar may be hidden. So in your ingredient list, this is what you want to look at. So just a few that I'm going to read off the list here. Like dextrose, dextrin, corn syrup, corn sweetener, brown rice syrup, which was the first ingredient in the Clif Bars that I didn't recognize. Beet sugar, because you think, oh, beet, okay, that should be healthy, but beet sugar is one of those things. Fructose, fruit juice, cane sugar, maltose, mannose, molasses, raw sugar, all these things are added sugar. So again, I'm going to post a link so you can actually get that list, so you can actually look out for those hidden sugars. So remember that sugar can be empty calories, and if we're definitely trying to lose weight, that can prevent us from losing weight and keeping it off. And most of the time people are like, oh, I need sugar. And we don't realize that it actually can be very addictive because it hits the same receptors in our brain as opioids are bad drugs in our system. And before we know it, we feel like that we have to have sugar. In fact, I was one of those people that would use Coca-Cola as a crutch. I would call my sister after a long day and say, oh, it's a Coke type of day, and drink a Coca-Cola to try to help me feel better because of the bad day that I had. And then I had to realize that I was doing that and see that it was actually sabotaging my own health. Even though it tastes good, it was not good for me. And actually, I was told by someone, actually was going through a detox, and they're like, you don't have to drink that. You can do without it. So I took that advice, and now it's been about 5 years since I actually had a Coke or a soda or anything like that. And it's hard to imagine, but even now when I hear someone open a soda, that sound just actually takes me back to the Coca-Cola days. And I just want to encourage you that if you have something like that, that you can actually get rid of that addiction or that crutch that you're using to actually help you feel better. That's not actually helping your health. So if this helped you, once again, I ask you to share this on your social media page and tell us what type of sugar that you're going to give up or try to at least cut back on, and not use it as I was using Coca-Cola as a way to make me feel better. So imagine if, like me, someone just told you, you can do it. You do not have to have this extra sugar in your life, and you can get rid of it. And that actually implementing that into your diet and getting rid of it. Sorry, my words are stumbling. Getting rid of it from your diet actually increases your energy and actually makes you feel better overall because you're not using this as a crutch. You can do it. All right. God bless.